made a video yesterday talking about, is prison better? And perhaps the reason why this person said, oh, put me on an FBI watch list, because I said I know of ways to go to prison without having to uh, commit violence, steal, or hurt anybody. And I can be in there for a long time. Um, I'm not afraid of. I think I'm probably already on an FBI watch list anyway. I mean, no FBI has ever visited me, which is shocking with my videos. Me being a Trump supporter, but I don't go out and protest. I'm not affiliated with any type of group or militia, so I haven't really um, done anything. So my record's very clean. And the thing is, I don't want to go to prison. I was trying to make and I know I never been to prison either, so I know it's like I know it's horrible. It's hell on earth. I know, but I was trying to with that video, and I'm not backtracking. I'm not backtracking at all. You know, I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to be on the street and be a nuisance and be like, it's not the fact that like I don't want to panhandle. It's the fact that I'm an able-bodied person and I can work. It's just they don't pay us enough to be able to survive, and that's why I'm like, it's when you have to have debt, when you're holding on debt, which most everyone fucking does, whether they say so or not. When you're holding on to debt and being forced into a system, and like, yeah, I can. I'm kind of limited to what I can do. Just like being in a prison, it feels like I'm in a prison. It already does. I'm just like confined to my apartment. Um, and I have a car. I can go to different places, but it costs money. Um, I go to the gym. I go for walks, and I know I can't do that. But since women um, don't really like men right now, like, it feels like being in prison. It feels like a simulation of being in prison. No, yes, like I said yesterday in the video, I said like the food is horrible too. What I meant by that is like health wise. I'm sure the food tastes like dog shit in prison. And the biggest thing about prison that's kept me out of it is I don't want somebody to rape me. I would not stand a chance. Because I wouldn't want to pick a side. Like, if I go to prison, right, you have to pick being independent on your own, which everyone's going to attack you, or you have to be a skinhead, in my case, because I'm white. Um, you can't just be by yourself. Um, and that's not something I want to deal with. And the people I really don't want to deal with in there. I don't want to deal with that situation. It is, you're always watching your back and this and that. Like, I don't want to deal with that. And it is way more. My life is way more comfortable. But I'm trying to say, like, it feels like a simulation of that. Just what it feels like is um just continuously like trying to work and not getting anywhere. Can't afford to go anywhere. Can't afford to do anything. Um, it feels like being in some type of a prison. That's what it feels like. And for me, like, I'm not a type of person that, like, wants. I try to live my life the right way. Um, I try to do the right thing. I don't try to screw anyone over. I don't try to disrespect anybody. I might say some things on the internet, um, but in person, I'm a pretty respectful person. Uh, if I just won't, I'll just try to avoid you if I don't want to talk to you, like, whatever, you know what I mean? But like, if you talk to me, I'm not gonna just be rude or whatever. So, that's my whole thing about like that video yesterday. And I'm not ignorant. I know that prison would be hell. I know it would be hell. But, this, it kind of feels like hell right here. It kind of, like, the thing is, like, we're sitting here trying to gather resources and like, and you know, the fear of losing, like the fear of there being no safety nets. That's the biggest problem is in our society is, and the welfare is not a fucking safety net. Like we need better versions. We need places where like if you like 2008, great thing, 2008 recession, a bunch of people lost their jobs, they ended up homeless. They might have had good jobs, but they ended up homeless. I seen a video guy. He was like homeless in like 2016 from the 2008 recession, and I think that he had a pretty solid job. Well, like, what's the safety net? Like, we should have some place to go where we can rebuild our lives. You know, it's pretty ridiculous. And then when you see the government taking care of illegals, when we're I almost feel like this. I was thinking about this yesterday, and I know this sounds like a really leftist idea, but like, dude, I feel like the working class has been so ripped off that like we are owed like 20 grand. We are owed like the people who have like siphoned all the money from us. Um, they should have to pay like all if you like make so much money or your company like if you're worth so much, you should have to pay so much. Since you don't want to pay us, like you don't want to pay your employees, right? So like it should be forced to take from you. Like it should be. You're not just gonna sit here and keep like taking and taking. That's what it feels like. It feels like companies and the government just keeps taking and taking when there's nothing left to take, and you still want me to sit here and keep pushing forward while you keep on taking and taking, and it's both the companies and the government. They're both the problem. It's more the government, but the companies are a problem too. I'm not one of these people that are one side or the other when it comes to this, because I see like both sides are a problem. I see both sides. Like the companies try to shortcut. They want to pay these people in the office that really don't do nothing, like a bunch of money, but they don't want to pay the people who actually like work their asses off, and that's where our who produce, and that's where the shift needs to take. It's like the working class has been stiffed so hard. I think that the working class should have had like its own stimulus. It's just like a broad stimulus that everyone got, like the people on welfare and up to a certain amount of like income people got like back in the day, but like it pretty much should have been the fucking working class, man. Like I had people who were, making um like fast food workers or whoever, like people who didn't have essential jobs. No, wait, making way more than me, making way more than like it was like, and I had to go to work through the pandemic. I had to go through that, and then I was fine with it. I was cool with it. I didn't care. I wasn't afraid of that virus, but still, it was like these people were getting paid more money than me, just sitting on their ass, and they probably don't even do nothing with themselves. They don't. They're regaining more vices, and that's another thing I wanted to say. Like, I think that we need vices. Like, I've been sitting here like talking about, like thinking about, like, oh, I'm trying to get rid of all my vices, but in this society, if you're gonna be completely isolated, and a lot of people feel this isolation, like you need a distraction, you need a vice, you need something to look forward to. Um, the humans need touch, and when you don't get touch from other humans, you start dying. I mean, that's what it is. Humans need to be able to have physical, and not just intimate. That, yes, for sure, but they need to feel like that sense of touch, cuddle, kiss, embrace, a hug, something. Um, you can't just like sit here. I heard I was listening to Tim Cass, and they were saying that if a baby was not touched after it was born, it would die because it needs to be touched. It needs to be taken care of. Humans need touch, and our society, we cannot keep moving forward as a species and like keep isolating ourselves even more and more, which we are doing. Like we can't just sit here and live in a pod, um, in a virtual reality for the rest of your life. and expect everything to be okay. Like you could do it for a while. I'm not saying you can't do it for a while. You know, there's people that have lived in the woods for a long time by themselves or whatever, complete isolation. Like you can do it for a while, but it's just like there's always going to be something missing, and that's why I think that we need to be able to have like a balance of reality and matrix. You need to be able to like get off of the digital reality and go and do things in reality, because you still have a body to maintain. You know, the body is such a like now it feels like such a high, it costs so much just to maintain yourself, like keeping a roof over your head, keeping yourself fed, having to, um with medical and stuff like that. That stuff's so expensive, but it's just like it's unsustainable what we're doing, like what we're at right now. And I am optimistic, and I do plan on getting a job. The reason why I don't have a job, and I've pretty much given up, like where I'm at. I pretty much like, okay, I'm just gonna move. I'm just gonna move out of this place because like I'm not gonna drive. I'm not gonna drive an hour to make what I was making, or a little bit less than what I hate commuting, man, and that's the problem. I think companies need to start paying for our um, commuting. Like if you want people to not go to work no more, you want no more remote work like Trump and Elon. You want that, then the companies need to be responsible for picking people up. They need to be. I don't want to drive to wherever the hell you're at in person. If you want me there, fine, I'll be there. I don't care. I'll go there in person. I have no problem. But I don't want to fucking work a hard ass fucking job, manual fucking labor, and then have to fucking drive home. I was working at this one job where it was such a ruthless schedule. I would work. It was a swing shift where I'd work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for 4 days, and then I'd have like a day and a half off, and then I'd have to go back and work 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. for four nights, and then I'd have like a day, like 2 days off or whatever. And sometimes like I'd have a whole week off because we'd be shut down, like fixing stuff or whatever. Um, so that did help, but like it wasn't a constant. But still, I drove an hour to get to that job, and then I had to drive an hour. So that's 14 hours of my day right there, and I had to pull over. Like that is not a sleep schedule anyone should be doing. You need the same sleep schedule. That is so unhealthy to have people work like that. Um, to have like a swinging rotation where you have to go back and forth like that night to day. That's such a it was brutal. It was really hard trying to like sleep. And then so what I would do is in the morning, which I almost fell asleep countless times. Like I'm like, oh shoot. So I actually pulled over. I used to like hit a rest stop on the way home. And that was like 30 minutes before I can get there. But I was struggling, like I was yelling. I was trying to do anything I could keep myself awake, like yelling, like just trying to hit myself, like. But I would get to, all I needed was like a quick nap. But to do that, I was putting myself at risk. I was putting everyone else at risk. Like these companies need to figure out a transportation for us. I think companies need to invest into AI driving, um, autonomous cars, or robotic cars, that they have come pick us up. They pay for this shit. I don't want to own a vehicle no more. It's too much money. It's too much responsibility to own a vehicle. Um, and for people that say like, well, like what happens if this happens? Like, what happens if that does happen? If there's an EMP attack or whatever, like, really? Like, everything is being shut down. Do you think your car is going to go anywhere if we have an EMP attack? We're not going to have an EMP attack anyway, because that would hurt the country that did it to us. It's just like Canada. They want to shut down the power to us. Like that's gonna hurt them. But they don't think that that's not gonna hurt us. Like that I mean hurt them. That will hurt them big time. It hurt us both for sure. But like they would have long term suffering from that. Like they would not come back. They think their economy is horrible now. Wait till like they shut down our power. Their economy would be trash. They rely so much on us, and we rely on them too, but not for everything. Do you think that all of our states here rely on their power only? So like they want to act big and bad, then like go ahead and act big and bad, but they're really not that big and bad. Like if you did that, you don't want to sell us energy no more. You just want to sit here and cut it off, just like that overnight. Okay, that's an act of war, man. It's not like okay, we can figure. Okay, fine. You don't want to sell it to us anymore. In 6 months, we have that's there's no warning, no nothing. You just want to shut it off because you want us to pay tariffs and you don't have to. It's just it's kind of ridiculous, So um but yeah, like the society, and I hope it gets better, and I think it can get better. My whole thing is like I don't want to go bankrupt. I never wanted to go bankrupt, and I'm looking at things. I'm like, I'm looking at it as an option. If it happens, it happens. Like I know what will happen if I go bankrupt. I know. I won't be able to buy a house for 7 years. I won't be able to get back on the system and get and build credit up to buy a house and probably rent a place. That's why I say I'm gonna be homeless or whatever. But or buy a car. But it's like I don't even want a car. I would rather just order my stuff on an app and have it delivered right to my door and not have to even go to a store. I think that going to a store is such a pain in the ass. Like, that's cool that people like to do that, but I don't. I don't like going there. I don't want to do the self checkout. And it's funny, like, every single store, it's so weird how they have it set up, and it's been set up for like 5 years. Like these stores don't want to invest. It's like they don't. So they have their self checkout lanes, which is like some of them have like a little conveyor. They have like a little conveyor, and where you can put your stuff on, and it makes it easier to like scan your stuff and then bag your groceries or whatever. But then a lot of these places are just like you have to go to this like scanner, and it's such a small area. So like you can't, if you buy a bunch of groceries, it's such an inconvenience. You know what I mean? It's like I have nowhere to put this, so like I have to sit here and start putting stuff on the floor, and then I see all these aisles of like unused scanners, like they only of like unused conveyors. They have like literally 20 spots of 20 aisles of like conveyors, but they use two. They only have two of them because they don't want to invest in robot. Like it's like just make things cheaper, man. Just make things cheaper. Like make things more easy. Like it almost feels like back in the day when you try to make a long distance phone call, you would be charged a lot of money, so you didn't want to use it that much. Um, Now it's so easy to talk to somebody, and it doesn't cost anything to talk to somebody far away. Well, that's where we need to get in reality with this shit, man. Like I don't want um people who like no one wants to work fast food, dude. No one wants to do that. So fucking replace the fucking jobs with robots already. Like, what are you fucking waiting for? It's like nobody wants to do that job. I'm sitting here like, I stopped smoking weed. I stopped. I stopped smoking weed. I smoked weed all last year when I was working. Not at work. When I came home. It's legal where I'm at. I can literally go to this fucking store and buy weed. I buy whatever I want. You know, did I end up doing it too much? Yes. Did it too much? But hey, it was something that I liked to do. It was something that calmed me down. It was something that calmed my mind down. Um, it stimulated me, and I still went to work. I still did my job. Um, so for the people, like, it didn't make me lazy, man. And people like do the same with alcohol. So like anyone that says anything bad about weed, I say like the same thing about alcohol. So you're fine. You're fine with it. Like, you want to ban weed, but then you need to ban alcohol as well. So don't be fucking like, alcohol is worse than weed anyway. Um, Now I'm saying, like, if you're young, probably stay away from weed until you're over 25. I say stay away from everything until you're over 25. Your brain's not done developing. But that's everybody else's choice. That's why I tell my kids, stay away from stuff until you're over 25. Your brain's still developing. But if you don't want to, that's your life, man. It's not my life. I just told you the information. I didn't have that information when I was younger. So, these jobs want us to be completely sober. Like, they don't care if I drink. I could be a fucking alcoholic. I can go work their job, go home, and just like get slammed, and come in the next day dragging, like they don't care about that. But they don't want me to smoke. They don't want me to take an edible when I get home from work because it's so horrible. They don't want me to smoke a joint when I get off of work. It's crazy. It's like I said, that's fine. People shouldn't be doing drugs at work. You shouldn't. Like, why would you want to? And why would you want to be drunk at work? Or high. But like, you don't want to pay people, and you want me to be sober. It's just like that one place where they try to. It was, dude. You want me to drive brand new cars from like 20 miles to whatever other facility, brand new cars for $13.50 an hour, dude? I was making like the job that I just lost, it starts out at like $18.50. Like, fast food where I'm at starts at like $14 an hour, and like this place wanted me to drive brand new cars, being completely sober, having like I'm not saying like me being high when I was driving. I'm saying like when I get off the job, or on my free time, like maybe I want to smoke weed. Oh, that's a problem. You don't want me doing that on my free time. Like, don't tell me what to do on my fucking free time. And like, it's legal where I'm at. That's another thing with these fucking jobs, man. Like, I think that we should ban mandatory overtime. I think that's a form of fucking slavery. If you can't figure your shit out, if you can't figure staffing out, maybe you should be fucking fired. Maybe you shouldn't have your job. If you can't keep people and to the point where like you're forcing people to have to work overtime when they don't want to, you're the fucking problem. Maybe you should get out there and work. Maybe you should do it. I've had places where they've like they scheduled me like what happened, like that one job that I worked the swing shift. They wanted me to come in like for an extra day, like forced me to. They didn't care if I had a doctor's appointment. Maybe I had my like in my personal life, like I have my kids are older, but like what happens if you have to pick up your kids, like you're a divorced parent or something like that? That's the day with your kids. That's your birthday. They didn't fucking care. It's like, no, you come in, you call off or whatever. And it's like you're forcing me to come in against my like fucking like your dictate like. No respect for time. That's what it is. It's complete disrespect for your time. If you need me to work overtime, I don't want your fucking time and a half. I want 5 times the amount. You need to suffer. And not only do you need to suffer, as management, the people above you need to see how incompetent you are at doing your job, because you can't keep people staffed right. So you need to be replaced, or get your shit together, or come out there and help us out. Because that's what I see a lot. I see a lot of these people just sit in the fucking office and like they don't come and help out. They just sit in the office when they're the ones that are causing the problem. Oh, why are people? Oh, people are quitting. Oh, I wonder why. A lot of the places, like, do you think I like doing the actual work? No, I did the work, you know. But a lot of the places that I left was because I just didn't like management no more. You know, I didn't like the way they did things. I felt like they thought that they were better than like me. I didn't like the way they communicated. I didn't like the way they ran things. I thought that they were horrible leaders. So I left. Like, it's bad enough I have to do this stupid work anyway, and I'm fine doing the work. I can do monotonous, boring work. But when I'm seeing like incompetent leadership, that just tells me that's like right there is like a big it just pisses me off. And you know, it's not like, okay, one thing and it's like one bad thing they do wrong. It's like, oh no, it's like I can let things slide. I can let things slide. But it's like you get to the point where it's like I'm done letting things slide, man. And there's not much you can do. Who the fuck am I? I'm just a peon. So like, you know, I've expressed things at different places I work. Hey, this is how we can try to make it better. And either they don't do anything like of what you've said. And the funny thing is like they sit here and have a meeting where, hey, like, here's your feedback. Like, what can we do better? Like, it's not like you give me a week notice. Like, you don't give me a week notice. You don't give me a few days notice so I can like write notes. So I can come up with all kinds of things that I can make better when I'm doing the job. Like I do it all the time. I have all kinds of ideas, but then they come to you like the last minute, like, hey, you have a meeting in an hour. And it's like, what? Okay. So then you're at the meeting and they're like asking you, like, what can we do better here? You give me no time to prepare for this. And you think that I'm just gonna come up with these great ideas to make things better right off the cuff like that? Like this is how, and it's not just one place. This happened a lot of different places that I've worked at. They just like have meetings right out of the blue, not even let you know what it is. Like let you prepare to come up with great ideas for them. It's just, hey, let's just have a meeting, like, and then like come up with great ideas, like right now, right? Like maybe some people like do really good with that. They start feeding off of other people's ideas, and that's cool. But like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe like I just all this stuff is maybe I'm just listening to people on the internet who I'm relating with, that it just feels like maybe we're just in an extreme amount of minority, and everyone else is like everything else is great for everybody else, and they don't have to feel these types of pressures or the fear, like the fear of the whip. That's how it's not a literal whip. It's not a literal gun to the back of my head to keep working, but it's the fear of like, dude, I literally don't want to be homeless. I just want to I want to be a productive member of society. I don't want to screw anyone over. I don't want to go bankrupt. I would love to pay off every single piece of my debt. I would love it. I want to do that. But the way things are right now, with we are in a recession and I just lost my job, I can't get unemployment. There's no other jobs really that are going to pay anything that where I'm at, like then, you know, I don't want to go bankrupt. I don't want to go that path. You know, there's probably a lot of people who are homeless that do steal to eat that don't want to do that, but they're like, you know, when I see that our government is sitting here wasting billions of dollars, when I see a court forcing our government to spend 2 billion to U.S. AID, I would just fucking ignore them. You know, like, and this them doing that is going, like, put you guys could talk to me. Like, I'm not gonna talk to you. Like, if the FBI shows up and talks to me, like, you know, my whole plan is like, I don't have anything to say to you. Like, you can apprehend me and then like provide me a lawyer and then we can discuss then. But like, I say things that I see. I don't promote anything. You know, I don't tell people to do anything. People, whatever I am saying, people are already thinking themselves. And I'm just saying what other people are thinking. That's it. And it's already been done. The Luigi thing. Like people will revolt. And you just look at history, man. That's all you have to do. Look at the Haitian Revolution. Look at the French Revolution. Look what Luigi did. Like, people will, like, you keep pushing people where they don't have any reason to live anymore. They don't care anymore. They will act out. They will act out. And like I said, I don't advocate for that type of behavior. I'm not promoting that type of behavior. I just want the people that are in charge to like realize what the fuck they're doing and stop doing it and stop fucking us over. I don't want that to happen. I just like, quit being fucking arrogant. Quit acting like you're on your high horse, you're better than everybody. Quit, you know, quit screwing us over. Quit stealing from us. That's it. If you have like programs that you want to fucking fund, you fund them. If there's programs you want in different countries, you fund them with your own money. Quit using my money, dude. We are broke as a country. We cannot. You cannot come to us anymore and say like we need to inflate the currency. Make things cheaper. Let's have inflation. Let's have hyperinflation. Just get it over with then, man. You can't do this anymore. People are already like maxed out to their debt limits. People are maxed out already, man. Credit cards are maxed out. You're gonna force people into bankruptcy because your economic, like, you're gonna force a collapse. You're gonna force an economic. The dollar needs to be taken away anyway. That's what we should do. Is we should get off of the dollar. We just need to end the Federal Reserve. There's what is it? End the Fed by Thomas Massey. It's a bill not gonna pass, but just end the Fed. We need to get rid of this system, this warmongering system where we're fighting everybody. We need to have like the world reserve currency. And so if we were, that's fine. If we were being responsible, or another country was being responsible, like instead of like forcing other countries to do what they want, because they want to have power and control. We want to have power and control. Whatever. We just want to have our wealth stop being stolen from us. That's all. And that's what's happening with inflation. You're stealing from us. You're making things unstable. All of them have done it, even Trump. But when you look at future liabilities, over $100 trillion in future liabilities. That is Social Security, welfare, Medicaid, stuff like that. once people start retiring and you don't have people to replace them to do jobs, you're gonna have to tax people like 70-80%. Like you think that people are just gonna like get taxed 80% and then go do their job and then like have no roof over their head, or they're gonna just like work 80 hours, like that's where we're headed right now. We're headed that way. um and that's why, like, I think that, like, Bitcoin is a good thing. Like, let's get off the dollar. I think that Bitcoin is a decentralized. If every country got on it, um, it would make it even more decentralized. States, cities, make it more decentralized. Um, yes, that's gonna make the price go up for sure, but like it doesn't matter. The price doesn't really matter. It's how much you have of it. That's what, because that's gonna be the currency. The currency is the Bitcoin. And it's not. It's just like it's a store of wealth. That's what it is. It's like gold. Gold is a store of wealth. Well, you can't make it. It's complete peace. Bitcoin is peace and love. That's what it really is. It's peace and love. Um, we don't need to fight other countries no more, like, for resources. We need to work with other countries. Let's work together and build together. Why are we fighting? Why are we fighting over land? Like Russia. Russia's gonna invade Europe and everyone else. That's what they keep saying on the left. But why? Like, they have a ton of resources in their own country. The reason why they invaded Ukraine is because they had NATO encroaching on their borders. Like, that's just get rid of NATO. Like, what the heck is NATO doing? NATO. If NATO's a good thing if everyone's involved. If everyone could be a part of NATO, cool. But if, like, you're just using it to NATO was created to defend against Russia back in the day. But why are we fighting Russia anymore? And they'll say, "Oh, I'm a Russian." No, I don't want to fight China either. China's threatening war against us. They're like, we'll fight a kinetic war. We'll fight whatever with you now, because they aren't doing good. They're not doing good. They just stimulate. When the countries like have to do stimulus, they're not doing good. We aren't doing good. There's rich people there's some people here are doing very well. Rich people, but we're not doing good. This whole fucking video, like, dude, I don't want to go to fucking prison, man. I don't want to fucking. The reason why I don't, I'd rather. I'm just saying, like, I would rather fucking, like, in prison. At least you have 3 square meals. At least you have food. At least you have shelter. At least you have medical. I don't want to be fucking homeless. I don't want to. I don't want that life. I'm not a drug addict. I think perfectly fine. Maybe I have some learning disabilities or whatever, but I'm not like schizophrenic. I'm not, and or whatever like that. But, like, I don't want to fucking be homeless. That seems like such a humiliating thing, such a, like, a hard thing to deal with. You always have to worry about where your food's coming from, like how to clean your clothes, how to do this, how to do that. And I'm just saying, like, we need more, but we need better fucking systems. We need better fucking systems. We need, like, when people come out of prison, they got that felony, you know how hard it is for them to find a job. So they're going to want to go back to doing crime. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, we need like more forgiveness. The fact that, like, I can sit here and destroy my credit because I took, like, trying to fix my debt problem. Like, they should see that, and they should see, like, the environment, like, this environment that we're in is absolutely ridiculous. And to think that I'm on, like, to keep on, it's not like I'm just sitting here going on lavish vacations, buying up all this stuff, all this stupid crap, buying a really, really expensive car that I can't afford, doing all this crazy stuff, and then now it's just like, now I'm going bankrupt because no, like, I live basically minimalistic, and I have been, And and there's probably a lot of people that can relate. Like, dude, we ain't got shit. You work your ass off, and it's dumb. The rich people can't feel it, man. They don't understand what the hell. They don't understand that we've already been going through a recession. The working class, the people in the working class and the lower middle class have been suffering. The rich people, they've absorbed the inflation, and that's why I say it's just like, I think that we should probably just, since we've had our wealth stolen from us, maybe these rich people should have some of their wealth redistributed to us. Like, whether they like they should willingly want to, because if you don't and you want to keep this current system the way it is, you will have a societal collapse. You will have people roaming bands of bandits coming after your rich ass, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do. Do you want to keep a polite, high trust society, or do you want to go to like a Mad Max situation? And that's why I don't want a Mad Max situation. But there's going to come to a point where people are just like, fuck you, rich people. That's why you see some of the left like, eat the rich. And I'm not a communist, man, but I'm just saying, like, you're not aware of how much you've taken. You're not aware of how high of, like, on the hog you fucking live, and how, like, the people who keep the infrastructure moving forward, not only for ourselves, but for you too, aren't fucking getting anywhere. And in fact, we're going backwards because you fucks. You're not aware of that? You just want to keep taking more and more? That is creating resentment. How do you think these terrorists were created in different countries? Because of resentment built it up because of the stupid shit that we fucking did as a country. It's absolutely ridiculous. What we're living in right now. And to basically spit on and piss on and shit on the people who keep this infrastructure moving forward, so you have lights on, so you have food on your table, so your trash is picked up, and you want to look down on these fucking people like me. Well, you want to hold up these people who are fucking famous, who ain't shit. Like, I really want to control my algorithm, so anyone who has over, like, so many followers, I don't even want to fucking see your shit anymore. I don't want to see your how many subscribers. Like, if you have millions of subscribers, I don't want to fucking see your shit no more, because you are out of touch. There's some things that I like to know, like current events of, like, politics. Some of them are okay, but, like, a lot of these people are just pisses me off. Like, just keep working harder, like, like, bitch, come and do it. Come and do it. What I'm feeling right now is what young men are feeling. Young men they don't have access to women. I've had access to women. And I'm fine not having access to women. They don't. So that's why they don't give a fuck. This is the future. Do you not understand that? Do you rich people not understand that they are the fucking future? They're the ones that's going to keep the infrastructure moving forward. People like me are going to die off. You're going to have to rely on these people who don't want to do shit. Who you've fucked over. Because you're greedy. And then you tell them that they're fucking lazy. They're not fucking lazy. There might be some that are fucking lazy. But the fact that you're going to sit here and act like they're fucking lazy because they don't want to work for nothing. Because they don't know, they can't plan for their future because they don't know what the fuck is going to come around the corner. They don't know what to invest their time in to learn because they don't know they don't know what job is about to be replaced. And you're calling them fucking lazy? And they don't get paid shit? This is why I have a problem with some rich people. Not all rich people. I don't have a problem with all rich people, but there's like this. There is this a lot of you fucking wealthy people, man, who have all these fucking resources that ain't fucking giving shit back. People like Elon are. People like Dan Bongino are. They're giving up, like they're basically working for free in our government. We need more people like that. We need more people like Trump that are basically working for fucking free. Trump, they say Trump was robbing. Like Trump and Elon are they would be like infinitely more rich if they just said they were leftists and we sustain what we were doing. They would be way more fucked. They would have Elon wants to be the first trillionaire for what? Didn't have societal collapse? Like, do you rich people want societal collapse? Fucking start looking in the mirror. Start looking at fucking reality. Start looking at people like me who are trying to fucking tell you. Instead of suppressing me. I'm not trying to fucking like you people are so... I'm so tired of being suppressed. I'm so fucking tired of it. But it is what it is, You're just gonna keep having people that just don't give a fuck. That resent you. And this is why I say you don't want to look like, hey, what we're heading into, especially right now, you don't want to look like you're showboating. You don't want to look like you have a lot of money because you're putting a target on your back, and it's not a threat. It's not a threat. Hey, when people get desperate, they don't give a fuck no more. They're trying to feed their families, man. And you don't want to fucking pay them right. You don't want to, they can't feed you don't pay them enough to feed their families. They will act out. You got a bunch. We're just gonna have a bunch of fucking buildings that are like unoccupied, and just have a bunch of people fucking living in tents and living on the streets. Is that where we're headed? Fucking joke, man. Well, so a couple people have all the fucking power. That's it.